Warner Brothers are rebooting Superman again. Confused? Don't worry, I got you covered. I'm going to break it all down in this video, and it's not the traditional Superman that you may think of. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and today Deadline reported that a Superman reboot was on the way, with J.J. Abrams set to produce. The Hollywood Reporter have done a more expanded article because the Deadline one was very bleak in what they were saying. But yeah, our Superman reboot is on the way, and many people are going crazy online saying, what about Henry Cavill? What about his Superman? We love his Superman, we want to see more of it, and rightfully so. People are kind of annoyed, but I'm going to break it down. I'm going to talk about how it can work, how it's going to be different, and how this is not really a bad thing for Henry Cavill's Superman, but it's not too good either. Okay, but I want to read this article first from the Hollywood Reporter, and this is what the article had to say. J.J. Abrams is producing the feature, which according to sources is being set up as a black Superman story. To be invited into the DC Extended Universes by Warner Brothers, DC Films and Bad Robot is an honour, said Coates. I look forward to meaningfully adding to the legacy of America's most iconic mythic hero. There's a new powerful and moving Superman story yet to be told. We couldn't be more thrilled to be working with the brilliant Mr. Coates to help bring that story to the big screen, and we're beyond thankful to the team at Warner Brothers for the opportunity, said J.J. Abrams. According to sources, the project is being set up as a black Superman story. This is something that the studio has been trying to wrap its head around for months, if not a year or two. Michael B. Jordan tried to develop a new black Superman project when he first arrived at the studio with his deal in 2019, but that did not go very far at the time. According to sources, it is possible that the studio could return to him to star down the line. Coates is a superstar author whose books include We Were 8 Years in Power, An American Tragedy, The Beautiful Struggle, Between the World and Me. The latter was adapted by HBO. In the comic book space, he has worked on Captain America and Black Panther, with Disney's Bob Iger crediting his influence in him deciding to greenlit Black Panther starring Chadwick Boseman. Superman first flew onto the big screen with filmmaker Richard Donner's 1978 film Superman, the motion picture, which starred Christopher Reeves. The actor appeared in 3 sequels, with Brandon Routh donning the cape for 2006's Superman's Returns, and Henry Cavill stepping into the role for 2013's Man of Steel and 2016's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice and 2017's Justice League and Snyder Cut that's coming soon. This is Abrams' first DC feature known to be in development under his expansive Warner Media deal, but he has several of DC series in the works for streaming service HBO Max, including Justice League Dark and Constantine. Okay. Look, it's all very interesting, and I wish Coates all the best. He's a successful writer. He's written comic books. Big influence for Black Panther being a thing. So I'm sure he'll do a great job. He's a black writer writing a black character and black Superman. So I wish him all the best. No angry vibes from me whatsoever. I'm sure he can make an interesting, compelling Superman story, and it's going to be very inspiring to many people. Warner Bros. Have been trying to get a black Superman story in development over the last few years. They've been trying to do it. Michael B. Jordan, back in 2019, wanted this kind of black Superman role, this story, and to really bring it to life, but it didn't really work out. Now, do I think Michael B. Jordan will end up being the black Superman? I do. I don't think Disney are going to use him going forward as Killmonger. They killed him off, so I think his place will be at Warner Brothers, and very much like a Christopher Nolan, his studio was Warner Brothers. Zack Snyder, for a long time, his studio was Warner Brothers. I think Warner Brothers are going to sign Michael B. Jordan up big time because the guy is a talented star. He's getting ready to direct Creed 3. He's a great actor. He is a brilliant actor, and studios are going to be lining up for him because not only is he a great actor, he's also a great producer, and maybe he could be a very good director as well. He's also developing other DC projects with Warner Brothers as well. So I very much do think that Warner Brothers have Michael B. Jordan as their black Superman. So that's something that I think eventually will happen down the line. J.J. Abrams is a successful producer. He kind of rebooted Star Trek, Star Wars. Successes at the start, big money, big buzz. The kind of buzz went down after a while, but the strong opening was the big thing. He's not going to direct this one, I don't think. I think he'll be a hands-on producer or one of the people involved. I think someone else will end up directing this movie for J.J. Abrams. He probably doesn't want to touch a big franchise again, but he's also developing other DC shows, Constantine, Justice League Dark, for HBO Max. So it looks like DC, Warner Brothers are looking at J.J. Abrams as they're like Kevin Feige to run certain projects, get the right people in, get the right actors, get the right writers, producers, everything is in place for a good story, and hopefully the success will follow. So I think that's definitely what DC and Warner Brothers is trying to do, make J.J. Abrams very much their Kevin Feige of this universe. Now, when the word reboot is used big time, people get real offensive. What are you using the word reboot for? But the reboot kind of meaning has changed big time in the last few years. You know, you see movies, oh, there's a reboot of this coming, but it's actually the same cast, the same showrunner, the same director are coming back, but it's called reboot. It's kind of changed for certain scenarios. You know, like, I think iCarly's coming back for Paramount Plus. They're calling it a reboot, but it's actually the same cast, the same people are all involved. So the term has definitely changed over the last few years, but when they say reboot, we're like, oh my god, does that mean Henry Cavill is gone as Superman? Now, Henry Cavill could well be gone as the live-action theatrical Superman, but he could still live on the Snyderverse. And this is how I see things proceeding. So, the DC universe isn't the DCEU anymore as it used to be. Look, the old DCEU was Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Wonder Woman 1, those stories that they had. Warner Brothers became reaction, they got rid of Snyder, they changed the tone, everything was changed. So the DCEU has become very different. Over in HBO Max, you've got the Snyderverse right now where Zack Snyder's Justice League is going to drop. If that's a success, sequel, spin-offs, all that kind of stuff will probably happen, but it's going to happen on HBO Max. The Snyderverse isn't going to get a theatrical run anymore. It's going to happen on HBO Max if it's going to happen. Now, talking about the larger DCEU, is now very much a multiverse. Now, the whole entire DC universe is a multiverse. You've got CW, you got Titans, you got Doom Patrol, you got Stargirl, you got the Snyderverse, you got the likes of Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash. They're the kind of main DCU live action big stories for the cinema release, but you also got your DC Black Label kind of films as well, the standalone stories that aren't really connected to a greater universe, like the Joker and maybe like Matt Reeves' Batman, but we'll have to see because LexCorp might be showing up in that and there's Superman and Wonder Woman costumes, so we'll have to wait and see. But that's supposed to be a contained story by Matt Reeves, and then you have another Superman story coming with Coates as the writer, maybe Michael B. Jordan, Black Superman story. That could be its own contained thing. Maybe it takes place in the Reeves universe. We'll have to wait and see. But it could very much be just its own thing. I don't see this new Black Superman universe connecting with what Man of Steel or a Batman v Superman did. If anything, it could connect to Flashpoint that's coming up with the Flash movie. We've also got Supergirl cast, Sasha Calle, so they could intertwine, and Sasha Calle could be from the same universe as this Black Superman, and that's how her story lives on with this character. So it is, on the surface, very confusing to see what universe are these characters in right now, where exactly do they take place, because, to be honest, we don't know. Because the DCEU, I wouldn't say a mess, but it's not as well tuned out as, say, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it doesn't have to be. I like the DC Universe being a multiverse, because then you can get films like The Joker. You can get films like The Snyder Cut. You can get films like Wonder Woman 84. But they don't necessarily have to connect. You don't have to have cameos. You don't have to have name drops or anything like that. You can just make good standalone stories. But the reason people are so defensive today is because it means that Henry Cavill won't be the live-action DCEU Superman anymore. Now, that could be a possibility. Henry Cavill as Superman could be gone. It could be dead. But I still think they had an idea of making him appear in the Flashpoint movie, the Justice League appear, and he's a part of that. So I would still think that is something that's going to happen. But also, remember, Henry Cavill's agent is the exact same agent as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And I do think, and I've been predicting this for a very long time, I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has this vision in his head where he wants to market the shit out of a movie, Black Adam v Superman, or Black Adam, whatever it's going to be called. Imagine The Rock marketing The Rock v Superman. It would be a marketing opportunity that The Rock would not want to miss. So I do think there is still hope of Henry Cavill being the DCEU Superman in terms of the Shazamverse, in which Shazam, Black Adam, and Henry Cavill's Superman. That's what I think is a huge possibility for Henry Cavill's theatrical run as Superman to continue, is in that world. Do I see a Man of Steel 2, 3, 4 happening? I don't. Do I see him being in this new Black Superman movie? I don't. Do I see him being a major player in the Flashpoint movie? I don't. I think the best places for Henry Cavill's Superman to live on is in the Snyderverse, if that's a success, and I think it will be a success, and I think many people will cry out for more Henry Cavill, and HBO Max and Jason Kilar will be like, if the DC universe on the big screen with Walter Hamada, with Toby Emmerich, if they don't want to use Henry Cavill, then we'll offer him a big contract over here at HBO Max, at Warner Media, and we'll continue the Superman legacy over here with Zack Snyder. That's something that I think is a big possibility. But I think the thing that's holding Henry Cavill connected to the DC universe is because his agent is Danny Garcia, the same agent that The Rock has. So that's something that's pretty interesting and something I find compelling to this. I think there's a lot of players with the DC universe. There's a lot of people pulling on each other. I think that's something that the Rock's agent could use an advantage for keeping Henry Cavill. I think in the Shazamverse is where Henry Cavill's Superman could live on as a cameo in Shazam 2, as a cameo or a reference in Black Adam, eventually leading to Black Adam v Superman v Shazam, or Black Adam v Superman Shazam, whatever way they're going to work it. That's what I think is going to happen. I think this new Superman story will be its own standalone thing. I don't think it's going to connect with other stories. Yes, of course, he could appear in Flashpoint to set that up. Very much how like they're doing with Sasha Calle. They're very much setting her up for her own Supergirl movie. That's definitely being put into that movie, in my opinion. But that's okay, because that's a multiverse Flashpoint movie. We have Michael Keaton showing up. We have Ben Affleck's Batman. We probably have Wonder Woman. We have Sasha Calle as Supergirl. Who else is going to appear? It could be this new Black Superman as well, to show people this character is coming and there is a movie coming as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Henry Cavill is dropped out of the Flashpoint movie, and I wouldn't be surprised either if he is in it as a cameo role. But I think the best bet for Henry Cavill to live on is in the Shazamverse, in a contained universe in there, where everything connects with those three characters, but also with the Snyderverse on HBO Max. But I'm looking forward to a Black Superman story, because it's something that we've never seen in live action terms before. It's new, it's refreshing, it brings a lot of eyes to the project as well. But I do think that the DC universe isn't necessarily a mess. It's a multiverse, but not everything connects in the way that you kind of want it to. You know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done it for over a decade, and they've done it in a successful format, and it's absolutely brilliant. But the DC universe, because they're reactionary, because they fire people, because they get rid of people, because they change scripts, because they change characters, they change tones, they don't really have it together as much. But that's the joys of a multiverse. You can have any character appear in any story at any time, and it can make sense because it's the multiverse in a way. You know, I know we'd all love everything to be absolutely connected, but we could have our cake. We could eat it too. We could have the Snyderverse over there. We could have the DC universe with Aquaman, with Wonder Woman, with Superman. They have their own individual stories. It doesn't have to connect to the Snyderverse. It doesn't have to connect to other DC movies. It's just telling the movie that they want to tell, and that's something that's pretty interesting. Now, could the reboot? There was talks that the reboot with J.J. Abrams would be with Henry Cavill, and that would have been interesting, and that probably would have been the best bet. But it looks like they're going in this direction, a different kind of look at Superman, which is also interesting, and it's going to bring a lot of eyes to the project. So I can't be against a Black Superman being introduced to the DCEU, but I can be against the ideas of getting rid of Henry Cavill, because for me, he's the best live action Superman that we've ever had. Man of Steel is a masterpiece. I love Batman v Superman. I can't wait for the Snyder Cut. I think he's going to absolutely kill it as Superman. And I think people on social media are going to be like, damn, Henry Cavill is a brilliant Superman. I want more of that. And then the DC larger universe doesn't want to make a Man of Steel 2 or 3 or 4. Doesn't want to include him in the Sasha Calle Supergirl movie, or doesn't want to include it in the Michael B. Jordan Superman movie. Then Jason Kidd, I think Warner Media and HBO Max will be licking their lips thinking, let's sign Henry Cavill up, let's sign Ben Affleck up, and most importantly, let's get Zack Snyder to create a universe over here at HBO Max, because that will gather eyes. Now, HBO Max is a very interesting scenario right now, because not only does it have the Snyder Cut coming, it also has J.J. Abrams projects coming that don't necessarily relate to the larger DC universe. Now, they don't have to, as I said, but Green Lantern is coming, Constantine, Justice League Dark are all stories that might connect with each other on HBO Max, but might necessarily connect with Snyder Cut or the larger DC universe. But you've also got Stargirl, you've also got Superman and Lois, you've also got Doom Patrol and Titans. So it's an interesting world that we live in right now, where there's loads of DC content, not necessarily all connected, but there's something for absolutely everybody to enjoy. If you don't like CW, watch Titans. If you don't like that, watch the Snyderverse. If you don't like that, watch Matt Reeves' The Batman. So it is pretty much interesting, you know, that Matt Reeves' Batman movie is its own standalone contained thing. It doesn't connect to the larger universe of the DC universe, and that's okay. But again, there has been hints at maybe Superman and Wonder Woman in that universe, so that's interesting. Could the Michael B. Jordan Superman exist in that universe? It's something that we don't know yet, and we'll have to just watch play out. But Michael B. Jordan as Black Superman is the possibility I think is going to happen. I shouldn't say Black Superman, I should just say Superman. He's playing Superman. That's what I think is going to happen. But it's great, and it's great for people of colour to see this happen with such an iconic character, and I couldn't be more happy for those people. And I'm sure it will be a good movie. This is a very reliable writer, and I wish him not only the best. I think he'll do a great job. Some people are concerned at J.J. Abrams. I don't think he will direct this. I just think he'll be a hands-on producer like a Kevin Feige. I think he will handpick someone else to direct, which I'm actually excited over to see who that director would be. But I don't want to see Henry Cavill's last appearance as Superman to be in the Snyder Cut, and I don't think it will be. But guys, what's your thoughts on this Superman reboot? Possibly Michael B. Jordan, could be someone else. J.J. Abrams to direct, possibly someone else. But what do you think of this writer? What do you think of the scenario? Are you pissed off? So many people are online right now. They are a little bit annoyed, but let me know below. Give a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all the socials, guys. That stuff is in the end credits, and I'll catch you in the next one. Superman, talking to town right now.